We're with the men's lacrosse head coach, Jeff Shirk. Coach, we'll pretty much ask you the same questions we asked women's lacrosse head coach Heidi Yetman. For people that don't know what fall ball is and that part of the season, how would you describe it?
Yeah, I mean, I think fall ball is pretty intense. We treat it like the regular season, to where we're allowed 16 practices or 16 dates to practice, fitted into a 4-week window. So we choose to go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Again, intense practices, structured just like the practice in the spring. And at the end of that 4 weeks, we finish off with our alumni weekend, where we play against our alums and try to bring it all together and really try to create a game-like atmosphere. To make it as realistic to the season as we can. It's all the same standards as in the springtime, so guys got to get out there. If they've got a class conflict, they're hustling out right after class or shuffling out a little bit early before class, but it's they're getting in the office earlier in that day to see what they missed, if there is a conflict. And that's also the time that we can really set the tone in the weight room, because Parense rules, the days that we have practice, we can be in the weight room with them as well. So it's a chance for us as coaches to have our eyes on them in the weight room as well. With the fact that as soon as fall ball's over, we can't be in there with them in the weight room. So it just really kind of helps set that tone. But that's kind of the gist of fall ball.
Now, in those 4 weeks, what kind of progress have you seen from your team?
I think we've seen some positive progress. It's being a young team last year and having those young guys now stepping into leadership roles, specifically that junior class this year that, a lot played as sophomores, and now as juniors, they are in true leadership roles. I think we've seen a lot of progress, and in my opinion, obviously we're going to put the work in on the field, and obviously we're going to do a ton of reps, and we're going to get them better with that lacrosse aspect and the individual aspect and the technique aspect. To me, what's more important this time of year is the leadership aspect of, those seniors and those juniors really coming together and starting to define this team, mold this team of who we're going to be, and, how are they guiding the young guys? How are they guiding themselves? To do all the right things to set us up for success in the springtime. And I think too many people overlook that, to where it's, you February 1st start practice and your first game's February 18th, and what do you guys do in the off season? And I always laugh. My wife laughs the most about it, because she says sometimes we're more busy out of season than we are in season, with just all the individual meetings and all the group player meetings and all the things that we're trying to do to instill that mental side of the game, that preparation side, before we actually get back to practicing. So, I think we made a lot of positive progress. And just doing player meetings right now after fall ball, we're starting to see it all come together, where guys are really starting to buy in. And that's exciting for me because, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much we do on the lacrosse field. If guys don't buy in emotionally and mentally, it's not going to be as successful as we want it to be. And I think guys are really starting to buy in right now, so it has me excited.
No, that's really good to hear. A lot that goes on behind the scenes. Now, we probably won't get together and shoot another video until we preview for the upcoming season in the spring. What are you looking for from the team now until you guys start preseason practice?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the more they can do now, the better off we're going to be. So our, strength and conditioning staff, those coaches are going to play a huge role, seeing that they can be with our athletes, but we're not allowed to be with them. So guys in the weight room, guys running and doing the speed work and agilities. We're really trying to stress to the guys that if you're going to get in and go shoot on your own or go do something on your own in the JFC, call some buddies, drag some other guys in there. That's a conversation we just met with Tanner Barbieri with one of his individual meetings, and he's a guy that's in the JFC almost every day at 8:30 in the morning shooting and working on stuff. And the question was, well, what teammates are you grabbing to bring in with you? And so it's really just kind of getting them again to buy in, to put that work in. And so I'm also, to be very honest with you, I'm looking for him to get away a little bit. So we're not talking about 2 hours a day of lacrosse like we just did during fall ball. I mean, we're talking, you crush weights in the morning, get in for 30 minutes at some point and do something that it's focused. So, if Tanner Barbieri says, I want to become a better right-handed shooter. Okay, well, I'm going to go score 100 goals with my right hand in the JFC. Okay, that's going to take him about 15, 20 minutes and then move on. And, hey, that was my goal for the day. I accomplished that goal, and now I'm moving on to the next day. So we're not looking to burn them out with lacrosse, but we're absolutely trying to get them to focus on lacrosse to an extent this off season to allow us to be better. I think it's also, this is the time of year where guys start to develop those really close-knit bonds that are going to help us during the season. So, I want to see them doing more things off the field. I know intramural flag football is getting ready to start. I know our guys love to do that, so they're already breaking off into teams. So pretty much our entire lacrosse team will break off into teams, and they're playing IM football, and it gets competitive. And it's fun, yeah. And hopefully it does. I mean, every year I've been here, a group of lacrosse guys has been the IM flag football champs, and it's a fun time where they're, getting out on the field because they play in the stadium, between 9 and 11 o'clock at night, and they're playing IM football. So it's just a kind of a positive atmosphere for them to still hang out and do something athletic, but it also gets them away from lacrosse. So that's kind of what I'm hoping, to see them do over the next few months, getting ready for February 1st.
Coach, great insight on that, behind the scenes stuff with your program. Really appreciate it, and we look forward to catching up with you soon.
Great, thanks, Andy.